Hi everyone, and welcome to Growing Power 2024. Thank you for taking the time to check out our chicken keeping workshop on this lovely Saturday, and I hope you've been enjoying everything we have to offer you. My name is Karin Williams, and I'm an honors level high school student trying to make a positive impact in my community. I'm a board member of Six Ahoy Farms, as well as being a member of Cultivating Justice and the Farmers and Leaders of Color, or FLOC, which is a program of Six Ahoy Farms which is dedicated to helping BIPOC individuals across Connecticut start their journey of farming and sustainability. I'm also the owner of Tiki's All Naturals LLC, where we grow a variety of plants and dote on a small flock of 5 laying hens. Our journey started last year in this same building at Growing Power 2023, where we are able to take a 6-week chicken keeping course led by Wesleyan professor Amy Grillo. In it, we are able to learn about the countless facets of chicken keeping, from keeping your baby chicks happy to playing out the coop they'll move into as adults, the common diseases you might encounter at any stage of their lives. This provided us with a solid foundation and gave us the confidence we needed to care for our chickens at home. Of course, I always encourage you to do your own research. You never know what you may experience. With any animal, there's a level of responsibility that comes with loving them. One of the most vital parts of this responsibility is ensuring they have a clean environment. In chickens, this can help prevent some common health issues, such as coccidiosis and aspergillosis, also known as brooder pneumonia, which your chickens might struggle with at some point in their lives. Chickens, like us, can also catch a cold, which is known as infectious bronchitis. The symptoms closely resemble that of a human cold, and can be treated by raising the temperature in their brooder or coop by 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. Ensure that both their food and water are clean so that they're not at risk of catching other diseases. Finally, in some unfortunate cases, you might acquire a chick that just seems too weak to do anything, no matter how hard you try to help it. This is known as failure to thrive. When my chicks were in the brooder, I had one with a black crest that was lethargic and weak, even though the rest of them were doing just fine. Even after trying to revive it with electrolyte water, it eventually died. It's important to note that even if this happens to you, it likely isn't your fault. You can still be a wonderful chicken parent to the rest of them. Of course, before you bring your chicks home, there's plenty of things you need to know and set up. The most important things you need to research are the rules and regulations your city has in place with regards to poultry. Some cities are also divided into zones and may apply further restrictions on your ability to own poultry depending on the zone you live in. This was the case in my situation. Living in Meriden Zone 3, we technically weren't allowed to own poultry, as multifamily homes aren't allowed to own poultry, and the majority of homes in Zone 3 fit the multifamily description. However, because we live in a single-family home, we are able to successfully petition the Meriden Planning and Zoning Board for an exemption that would allow us to keep our chickens. Now that you know if you can own your chickens, you have to get your home ready for the new members of your family. You'll have to set up the brooder, which is where your chicks will live for 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the temperature outside. While you can buy an official chick brooder, you can also make your own by repurposing things like cardboard boxes, plastic storage bins, or, if you're like me, even cat cages. Once you have your brooder, you have to give it the 3 essentials: a heat source, insulation, and bedding. For a heat source, you can use either a heating plate or a heating lamp, though if you opt for a heating lamp, make sure it is one with a red light, as a white light is hard on your chicks' senses and can make it difficult for them to fall asleep, increasing stress and aggression. You will also have to move the lamp up every week as their feathers grow in to ensure they don't overheat. Next is insulation. You'll want to make sure all the sides of your brooder are closed if they're at chick level, so that any drafts are kept out and they can retain heat. Depending on your brooder, you may also want to partially cover up its top to keep as much heat inside as possible. For our brooder, we place a blanket on top of it. Finally, you want to select your bedding, something you can easily reach into your brooder to swap out for clean materials, and that also has enough traction for your chicks to walk safely on. 3 of the most common beddings are paper towels, wood shavings, and construction sand. Make sure you check on your chicks several times a day in case you need to clean their bedding. After the temperature outside is nice and warm and your chicks have grown out their feathers, they're ready to move out into their coop. By this time, you've also probably witnessed your chicks start establishing a pecking order. This pecking order is essentially their hierarchy, and is how they decide who gets first choice of anything, whether it be food, water, or even roosting spots. Even if your favorite chick is at the bottom of the pecking order, don't worry. It typically won't escalate into bullying, just discipline in the form of a warning peck if a chick breaks the order. A good way to stop it from escalating is to give your chicks enough space, achievable with a run. A run is an enclosed space extending from the coop, and it typically contains things like perches to keep them entertained, as well as enough space for them to move out of the way of chicks higher in the pecking order. I'm glad I got to attend this event last year. It gave me the opportunity to not only have lovable pets, but also a reliable and sustainable source of fresh and delicious eggs. If you want to attend events like this in the future, then become a Cultivating Justice member today.